And first of all, I'd like to thank and congratulate the Labour Council and the Sisters of Providence for arranging this this luncheon and to allow you to visit with us here in Kingston. And when Sister mentioned that she entered 50 years ago over lunch, we were just talking about the fact that I think it was either 50 or 51 years ago that I actually worked here at Heathfield, cutting all the grass the whole summer around this place. And this is certainly a place that's always been extremely highly regarded, and the love and devotion that comes out of Heathfield over those years, I think, is very special to our community here. As Deb mentioned, I'm a member of Provincial Parliament here. I'm also Minister of the Environment, so I'm part of the government, which you may or may not like. But I can also tell you that you know, certainly the poverty agenda is something that we firmly believe in, and we have now put it into legislation that we want to stamp out at least 25% reduction over the next 5 years. Different programs in place. I know it may not be enough, but I think it's a good start. And I always find, you know, when you're talking about unemployment in a particular area or in a country, in percentage terms, and you know, we in Kingston, quite frankly, have been somewhat fortunate. We've got a fairly low unemployment rate compared to the rest of the provinces. Maybe the fact that we are so heavily dependent upon government funding for many of the people that work in either provincially or federally funded organizations here in this area. But I always say, you know, 6.5% unemployment or 10% unemployment means nothing to the person that is unemployed, because they're usually 100% unemployed. So it either affects you totally. It either affects you totally, or it doesn't affect you all that much. I mean, that's the reality of the situation. There are some encouraging signs that, you know, that things are looking up. On the other hand, I think it's also fair to say that governments at all levels are trying to get the economy stimulated again with a lot of the stimulus money that you may have heard about federally and provincially, that will get people working again. I know it's never quick enough, and it doesn't affect perhaps enough people, but we hope that with the stimulation that will happen and the employment opportunities that are out there and the spin-off effects, obviously, that that salaries will have on other individuals in the community again, will get us out of this economic mess that we're in right now. So I too want to encourage you on your mission as you go forward from here. I wish everybody extremely well in whatever your future endeavors are. I know that sometimes government is looked upon at all levels, but particularly at the provincial and federal level, as perhaps being, well, if not the enemy, certainly not all that helpful. I can tell you it's always been my experience, and I've been involved in and out of politics for a long period of time, both provincially and locally, that the vast majority of the people that are involved really do so with the right kind of dedicated spirit in mind to make sure that everybody can have the best quality of life that is possible. And you know, we are a country with abundance. You know, the United Nations tells us so, and we want to make sure that everybody has the opportunity and the ability to share in that abundance. And that's really, I think, what we should be involved with in government. That's something that's always I've been tried to be guided by over the years, and I certainly hope that you know, the pressure you put on, as I always say, if you want something, put pressure on government. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, nothing wrong with that. You want something, you put pressure on government. You know, sometimes my colleagues say, "Oh, don't talk about that." Well, the reality is that you know, it's the only way you get things done. So I'm here to support your efforts in whichever way I can, and to support the local efforts here in the Kingston community. We won't always win every fight, and we won't always win every argument. But I think as long as people of good intent get together, I think the community in the long run, and the individual families that are hurt so much by this economic slowdown that we're involved in right now, or recession that we're involved in, we'll be the better for it. So thank you very much for inviting me, and good luck in your future endeavors. Thank you.